the way you want it to is always nice.
I believe that's BSB on the right there. They confirm that. That's Prodigy's team, I believe. Yeah, Prodigy, T1000, LoNeZiLLa, and boom. That's actually, I think they might have had a, if not a CTF, maybe a 4v4 roster that's similar to that. My memory's fogging, but it's scratching an itch, I think. I've seen those names together in the same place. But now we see them together here.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Tell my dog to go to bed. Wasn't everybody in the stream, trust me. Sorry, dog.
I didn't even hear any barking this time, so.
No, I just see the look. There's people, and that's just unacceptable.
Oh, can't have that.
Other people, no.
All right, so we should see pretty standard champ picks here. Yeah, we got Anarchies either side. We actually have a Nyx over on the BSB side. I'm sorry, the TBA side. TBA, 1BA, now BA. All right, here we go. Going to be following Ria as we get started here. Oh, and what a player to follow. Always good to see somebody get completely steamrolled the very first moment. All right,
Let's see what happens here. This initial spawn.
Yeah, Ria knows that he can't really afford to dive down. He doesn't really have the stack for it, but stack or no stack, Spectre is in and out like the ghost he is. Gets the toss, but there's LoNeZiLLa going, hey, Obelisk A, that's a good idea. How about I get over there instead? Get that for my team. And so it begins here. The attack on A is now going to be coming as Guile is doing a ton of damage. Prodigy is going to be getting in and maybe getting this steal going. Not so much, not just yet. Oh, it's been actually tossed out of the ring. No, it hasn't actually made it there at all. It's made its way back out, and Spectre is now once again picking it back up and having to now traverse the map, get back over the other side, gets the grab for the mega, but oh no!
Oh, no.
He gets the toss though. Ah, but there's the grab from Ria, able to make it back and start getting some points. Good use of the, oh my god, beautiful ghost walk there, able to get a nice rail off as well.
That was kind of a clutch toss, right? He went off flying off the side there, and it was the last desperation to try to keep it on the map. So
go tell the others. Yeah. All right, but Ria
I think he came flying around that corner, and his teammate right was already on the mega, and he kind of bounced off of him. And
right.
Flying off the side.
But it worked out for him, and Ria now is doing some fantastic work with the rail, even defending these pillars here. It's going to be a short story if he can't get out a rocket launcher, but he's got LG. That's enough to take down the Anarchy, at least with a little bit of help. And with 6 health left over, is still in it, looking for another angle on the rail. Is going to know that he's not going to have much health left, but with 15 seconds to the power-up, he's going to need to make a decision here pretty soon. It's going to be either get some health and go over to, oh my god, get over to the power-up, or, die and look for a better spawn. But when he's on the rail and he's making the shots like he is, he's just ready to play some support. He's just not even taking the shots that he doesn't feel comfortable taking. He's just going to be going for the damage. But as everybody leaves to get the power-up and frags, Boom is able to sneak in and get the grab. But it's short-lived as Spectre is able to bring it back home with that quad.
Yeah, nice defense so far. TBA and then securing the power-up. You can see them all around there. Quad spawn and everything going their way so far. Is you can see them working together and just seem to be outplaying their opponent right now. I mean, it's kind of similar to the last game. You see them set up for defense, shooting in these angles. You see Spectre just shooting the arc, just shooting the nail guns.
It's not about
personal accuracy.
But I like the little wiggle back and forth for sure. He's doing a lot of area denial with that nail gun as well.
Yeah, absolutely, right. It's not about looking pretty and all this. It's just about denying area. You've seen other team in other matches where teammates they're making sacrifices, right? They don't have the greatest position, or they know they're going to die, but you know what? I'm going to hold off this choke point or this stairwell, and my death. I may die, but I'm going to do a lot of damage on the way out, and I'm going to keep the team from pushing an area, which is critical. If you do it at the right time in a team game like this, it really can swing things.
Absolutely. So right now, Spectre is free to get the heavy armor. I mean, there's a lot of time before the next item comes back up, but as you can see, the entire team on TBA has been fantastic on the rails here so far, and is just taking so many frags, but as you can see, everybody is back over on the Obelisk and is just banking on the bodies to make the action done and get the soul away from it and at least prevent this first round from going so easily over to TBA. Spectre's looking for the rebound. He's looking to bring it back home, but it's not going to be safe. Everybody's going to be dying on the pad as the soul is up for anybody to grab.
15 seconds.
Yeah, TBA is just lining him up right now and knocking him down. I mean, look at 2 14 and 3s. for I just look at the frags over there for the other squad. You have 4 and 10, 4 and 11, 4 and 11, 1 and 11. Boom. Not feeling really hot right now. And I talk about psychology a lot. How you start off really tough to recover from that when you're looking. It's just a habit. You're looking at your score. You're hitting tab, and you see 1 and 12, and you're like, oh, I am just playing horribly. And you just and it gets to you, because you can play better than that, but you just got to keep your head in the game. So, boom, I feel for you right now.
But his misery might come to a close here pretty soon, as Spectre's going to be getting the pickup of the Soul, moving his way back through Rail, and going to be able to come up behind a Sorlag, a body-blocking Sorlag. One Rail, I mean, you do have a shotgun, but he's going to be looking to get a different route instead, but he's not going to get past Boom. You were right. Boom is going to get his little moment to shine there as he's able to prevent the win and at least walk the Soul a few more feet to allow Prodigy to get the the pickup. But here's Spectre once again, fresh off the spawn, coming back in, ready to get that last point, and with the gauntlet, might clear it off long enough to make it happen. Nope, it's contested once again. He has to come back in for the fight and for the frag. T1000 has been melted down, and so has this round.
Yeah, just pretty well dominated. I mean, that's just the word that comes to mind seeing that round was domination. I mean, they really did. Just looking at the kill counts and winning fights, establishing position 1, and then 2, using the position to win those fights, and they were winning those fights rather efficiently, which allowed them to keep gathering their stack up and go on these runs, and they were securing the power up, and just good job overall.
And so confident on all of their rail hits. I mean, they're playing positions where they're going to be opening themselves up to a lot of potential damage, but they're just like you see there, Spectre just doing some insane damage, able to take away a 25, but there's Prodigy running out of there, steamrolling everybody in his path to try to make it back over to Obelisk A, and there it is, taken away by Spectre. Again, allowing the other team to do most of the legwork to get the Soul over there, and then taking it at will. Nicely done.
And yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of that just coming out with the railgun, like scaring him, right? Hey, I'll get in a railgun fight. Go ahead. You just see, like you said, that confidence.
Yeah, Spectre's play is pretty terrifying right now. I mean, like you said, they didn't quite make it through last week, but this week it looks like they might have found their niche. Unfortunately, it's a Team BSB-shaped niche at this point. And so far, really good, solid points coming out of them here as Guilte is taking it back home and getting the points in and getting some awesome rockets off as well.
Yeah, just looking at these, killed the 22 and 6, 15 and 9 and 6 is their low. I mean, and he's their runner though, so he has. I mean, it's just ridiculous right now what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're really putting some work in.
Well, so far uncontested, but here comes the cavalry to try to get the damage in. Nice little vertical pop it to the Dire Orb. That's cute. I like it. It didn't quite work out for him though. I wanted it to, but we have 20 seconds until the power-up's coming back up. This could be a potential turning point for BSB, but they're going to need to make a decision. I mean, they're all over the obelisk right now. They don't want to all die here and then be completely without weapons and stack as the power-up's coming up. But there's a steal. T1000's running it back. He's going to be running right through the power-up room coming up in 5 seconds. He's got a toss over, but there's nobody to pick it back up. Nobody's over by their obelisk at all. But there's the power-up. I mean, T1000's going to get it back. They're going to get a couple points here, but who's got the protection? It's going to be Guilte coming back in, and it looks like everybody's allowed him to come in here, sort of the lone wolf, to get the grab and say, all right, you're a ranger, you've got a protection, yeah, you'll be fine. You can take care of yourself. And indeed he is. 47-6 right now as Guilte is bringing it back to point A.
Yeah, just running back with his rocket jumps. I mean, really easy. Really easy. I mean, you think it's low damage, with his passive. How about with the protection, rocket jumping everywhere.
Ah, jeez. Well, nobody's playing his theme just yet as he gets taken on down by T1000. But as he spawns back up, it's not a bad place to be. Let me switch back over to the Soul Carrier here. It's going to be Spectre bringing it back in for the last half here. Switch away from Guilte at the wrong point. He got a nice little gauntlet frag there. But I'm sure we'll be seeing much more from him here today as he takes down T1000 again. Here comes the fight onto the point. But are they stacked up? Do they have weapons, or is this just a Hail Mary? Well, they're hailing somebody at this point as Prodigy is able to get out of there. Going to be a little bit slow as a scale bear. It's going to be a long time, and he's taking a long way to get back over to point B. But he's trying to make it over. Ugh. Going to need to take the low road, and that road might have a few rockets raining down on his head here pretty soon.
So they got out of there rather clean, the 3 of them, right? a whole group of them got out there with the soul. But it's just interesting. They can't. Again, just kind of illustrates how they can't really get any momentum. Even with that, it got stolen and it's going back the other way. And
that's a wall.
Just
yeah, but as you can see, everybody's fighting in mid and at rail right now. So Ria's actually breaking out, looking for a couple rails on Boom. And Boom goes to Dynamite indeed, as LoNeZiLLa is actually going to be getting the pickup, but this is always a difficult angle. You go out that door, and you're safe for a moment, but the second you turn that corner, everybody's going to know exactly where you're at. So LoNeZiLLa is able to use his speed at the very least to get some points over here on point B. Let's see how long it can last.
Yeah, power up coming up right now.
Power up spawn.
All over it. TBA all over it, and there's no presence there. Should be an easy steal in return if they support the quad carry. Oh, he ate some nail gun damage though.
Oh, is his name pronounced Guilte? Oh, I mean, that makes total sense, but it's no more
right,
much
Guilte.
fun. I mean, it's clever. I will give him that. But I've got a soft spot for Guile, so a little bit of bias my way. All right, MattKelly, no ambiguity there on the pronunciation or on the frags. Good work there, as that is a nice triple for Team TBA.
And for the record, I don't even see the T in there, so it looked like Guile to me.
Yeah, it's more of a kerning problem than anything else. Typography jokes. Oh, man. But Spectre with the nice gauntlet. And that's going to be the last few points here on Burial Chamber, potentially. Well, it's 80%. Still a little bit of time to go. Spectre gets a spawn on shotgun. Oh, he's looking for the gauntlet.
This would be a heck of a turnaround. I mean, just looking at the frags, the way things are going, it'd be really... I mean, TBA would be kicking themselves for giving it up right now. I mean, seriously, they have everything going their way. I mean, they're just dominating the frag count. You know, they got the obelisk that they wanted right away. So it's just about them closing the show right now.
Yeah, every time I see Prodigy as a scale bearer get out of the room with the soul and get halfway across the map with actually a decent amount of health, it makes me really sad to see him get taken down when there's nobody for him to pass the soul to. I mean, it's really hard to be the fire starter when you've got nobody to help out.
Yeah, and in the end, you know, it's team game right now. It's not dual. So, I mean, you can do a little bit of extra work, but in the end, you know, you can't do everything by yourself because you're going to get overwhelmed.
Well, they're going to have their moment to breathe here pretty soon. Here's the grab for Prodigy, and maybe the last one. Oh, but he is believing it, but Spectre is going to be able to bring it back home. And that might well be the last point on Burial Chamber. There it is.
Yeah, well done. Took a little bit longer, I think, in that second round than they would have liked to close things out, because I think they probably felt they were really dominating. So, I mean, if they were going to be ultra critical about round 2 in that encounter, they would probably be like, you know, we could have won that round a little faster than we did, and, you know, just kind of shore up the defense a little bit. But really good job overall. You got to give credit to them for doing a good job on the team play, and just it just seemed like they were out fighting their opponent there too a little
Absolutely.
bit. So, yeah, Team BSB was, you know, that extra pressure. It's one thing having the coordination. It's another thing, you know, trying to apply these strategies, and when you're getting outfought it's a little difficult, problematic. That whole what we mentioned earlier about having a plan until you get punched, right?
Right.
You get
Right.
hit.
Yeah.
So, and then it just changes everything.
And one of the things about, you know, committing every player to getting in on that totem and getting the grab, actually, according to the rules, you don't need that. It doesn't actually help you get it any sooner. You just need one guy to get in there and then get out with it, potentially getting the toss out. But we saw Prodigy get out of there like 4 or 5 times. And, you know, he's a scale bearer, and he used his ability to get into the fight. Getting out of it, he's kind of limping along, and he's got nobody to toss it to. And that is a huge difficulty when you're the guy running it, and you know everybody's right behind you. So we're going to have to see how it goes on. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And the whole part of that is the team fights, and, you know, his team was, for less of a better word, was getting obliterated in a lot of the fights. They were losing those fights. So yeah, he's running out by himself because his team's dead, and they're respawning, you know, and scrambling back with machine gun, and, you know, then it's almost like a snowball, right? You keep losing these fights, and then the enemy team is just more and more stacked. They're picking up more and more heavy armors. Next thing you know, they're just passing out heavy armors like, you know, hotcakes. You know, people are like, "Oh, I already got a heavy armor. You need one? No, I'm good." When you start having those conversations in a team game, you know things are going really well.
You get it, Nix. Yeah. All the heavies
Yeah,
are
you got
fine,
it.
yeah.
You're sitting there with like 90 armor, and you're like, anybody need this heavy armor right now? Because it's just sitting here. You know things are going really well for your team if you're doing that.
Yikes. Well, we've got one more chance for the BS button. It's going to be right here on Blood Covenant. Let's see how they do.
It's going to take a major turnaround for them. I don't know. Maybe they hit a switch. We've seen an epic comeback earlier this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the best matches I've seen throughout the entire qualifier. I mean, it's been fantastic.
Prepare your team.
But at the same time, if you don't have your wits and your team together, you're going to get blown up pretty quickly.
3, 2,
Here we go.
1. Round 1, fight.
All right, we got TBA Spectre on the board once again. The camera knows exactly who to look at as he's going for the LG play. Once again, up the jump pad. Is he going to get any frags out of this? There's the one, and he's still alive to use the adrenaline to come back into it. And he's not going to exactly be on the soul, but he's here to defend the point that he wants.
Soul spawn.
Oh, nice, nice. I like that. There's the little bit of the toss-up to pass the soul up top, making it a very quick play for Spectre to commit to Obelisk B.
Oh, get off the train tracks.
All right, so back over to Spectre here as he's going to be taking a little bit of health. Not a whole lot in the way of weapons. Boom, though, is going to be blowing him up. Did he get out of there with the soul, though? Not so much. It's still it's still there. It's being contested right now and taken by LoNeZiLLa. And just like his name says, he's going to be all by his lonesome trying to cross the map. And that little bit of LG, a nice defensive shotgun, is going to prevent him from getting a clean play over to the other Obelisk. But they need to pop through this teleporter. Playing it down here in the pillars is going to be so dangerous. There's the nice toss-up to the top, as Guilte is not feeling guilty about anything. Oh, wait, he still got the soul. Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. Sometimes I mix up red and blue. They're so similar to each other.
Yeah.
There's the play from Spectre and a beautiful bit of LG bounce as Prodigy is going to be taken on down. LoNeZiLLa once again back on it, being as meaty as he is. And Guilte is going to be able to get a nice little bit of pummeling action as well.
Again, just getting their pick of the Obelisk, right away, and just stabilizing on defense. Already, 0% on the other side, already past 30%. Power up coming up. So, if you're them right now, you're just thinking secure this power up right now, and we're looking sweet. I mean, you get this power up and do another run. It's over. You're between 60 and 70% by the end of it.
But it's going to be LoNeZiLLa getting the pickup, which is good news for his team, at least until he runs into a Scale Bearer, or Scale Bearer runs into him. However you want to look at it, the physics are not favoring him. But that's going to be Spectre on the quad, and you can see how excited he is to have an LG on a quad. He's ready to do the damage. He's ready to have these fights. He's ready to take down everybody around him, and he has been the one to watch in terms of frags here so far.
Nothing like having a quad and running around as Anarchy. Look at that. That's just...
Jeez. That's the last thing that LoNeZiLLa wanted to see coming off the bridge. But that means that soul won't be going anywhere here pretty soon, as we're now at 70% on this first round. Oh my god, and spamming off against the rail as well. He's coming back in for a little bit more damage up top, which is a little bit harder to commit to now that you have that other platform up there. But there's LoNeZiLLa with the pickup. But look at this. Everybody knows, all right, we know what you're up to. We know what you're going to do. We're just going to commit 2 guys to this hallway, and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I really like that you see the changes to the super nail gun, right? People really, really using a lot of area denial, right? Shooting it down hallways and through doorways, and the damage it just dishes out is massive, and you can see people using it. It's really nice. The super nail gun is, I mean, because especially in team matches, right? You're not going to get, unlike duel, you may not necessarily get all the weapons you want to get, so you got to make do with with what's around you, what's convenient to grab, until you can maybe get some frags and steal some items off of other people. So being able to use those off items, right, the off weapons, shotgun, nail gun and stuff is really valuable in these team situations.
Absolutely, but so far this has been the Spectre frag video here, as he is just happy to have all these opportunities he has to make the damage happen. He's actually getting some pretty good callouts here. He's looking for people to crowd around the Obelisk before diving in with the rockets, and so far, so good. So repeatable there. But 5 seconds till the power-up. This is going to be maybe the last chance, if they even get it, for BSB to stay in this match. Let's see who gets the grab.
Yeah, really tough situation there, because they have to stay on Obelisk B while also...
Oh my god, Spectre. All right, that'll do it with those 2 last frags. That's it. There's LoNeZiLLa with the protection, but it's too little too late. Protection didn't work. He's going to need some plan B, but it's also too late for that, as they will be knocked out of the running.
Yeah, really good job by them. Again, they're just
taking
him down.
Classy as always, T1000.
Round 2, fight.
Oh wait, that was the first round. I'm sorry. I thought that was it.
Yeah, first round.
Right.
Oh, no. There's one more round.
All right, so BSB. Hopefully they didn't
Probably.
forget as much as I
Let me
did.
rephrase that. maybe 2 more rounds.
Oh, I spoke too soon. I hope that didn't do it for them, but I don't think anybody will think it's my fault if they don't take this one. But so far, all the frags are on the TBA side of things.
Attack point B.
Yeah, again, getting their pick of Obelisk right off the start. Going with the heavy armor, right? We've seen this earlier. It's a nice area to control, shooting down from bridge. You got, easy access to rocket launcher and railgun there, and so you can, play a little weapon denial at the same time. It's definitely a good Obelisk to control.
Yeah. Oh man. Rhea has been just once again getting so many frags. I'm going to take a quick look because the camera hasn't been floating to Rhea's side, but 12 and 6 here so far, just actually behind, well, Guilte and Spectre. I was just amazed. Like, Spectre's really 20 and 7. Holy crap. But, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can see him just getting all these fights. And Prodigy with 4 health is playing the same game here, but Guilty's ready with the gauntlet through that hallway. Look how narrow that hallway is. It's going to be really difficult to sneak out of that one alive.
Yeah, especially with a lot of people spamming stuff over there. That's where, working together as a team, you really have to clear these areas, or at the very least, you need people body blocking for you on your way out of there, because you're definitely going to get on incoming fire.
Absolutely. But LoNeZiLLa is so happy to make it back over to Obelisk A. Oh, true homecoming here as they're starting to pick up some points, but look at everybody coming over the top. Rhea's able to get 2 rails out of it, and that should be a solid attack against the Obelisk. It's going to be Spectre getting the pickup, and now make his way back out. Getting a little bit caught on some of those pillars, but he's back into mid-map here. And look how fast an Anarchy could just cruise through the map, get the pickup of heavy armor, and then get back to the Obelisk.
Yeah, that's big. And again, if they pick up the power-up, not quite as good as the start as last round, but still very good. If they secure this power-up, I mean, what will be over 50% probably.
All right, he's going to get railed down there, so he's going to look for a little bit of action. Oh, he's going up for the quad instead, and he's going to get it as if it were waiting for him. And down through the hallway, he's going to have all sorts of bodies ready. T1000 is going to try to find a way up, but it's not going to happen. MattKelly's back in here for the return. 44% now to 8%. Such a brief moment of respite there for Team BSB.
Now a quad heavy machine gun on the bridge, taking people out. 40 damage a hit. Ow. Just ow with the machine.
All right, so eyes are on MattKelly at this point as we have the Obelisk back there. We have Prodigy taking it, and this narrow hallway, I mean, yeah, it worked out for him this time, but it is so easy to say, all right, they're taking it again. Get 2 bodies over there, just 1 with the gauntlet, and look at this, MattKelly with 2 gauntlet frags, holy crap. But we still have Boom with the soul, bringing it back home. Spectre with the gauntlet, just going straight for it, jeez.
No hesitation.
All right, so Spectre's tossing, and I like that. You toss the soul, you take a bit of a needle dose, and you get back into it. But he's already down to 2 HP here, so he's not going to be... oh, I'm sorry, that was LoNeZiLLa taking it away. Yeah. And enjoying that brief moment where they can get a point or 2. They're up to 13% here. They're going to need a lot more to catch up here with Team TBA. Spectre's back in it. Going to be coming up the stairs this time, which is, as always, dangerous, but there's nobody really breathing down his neck just at this point. You can see how many fights are happening outside of the pillar, up on the bridge, up on rail. Everybody's caught in these one-on-one skirmishes. That is not doing them much good to getting towards the Obelisk.
Yeah, and again, just looking at the kill-death ratios, they're losing these team encounters, which, it's never a good sign. Never a good sign. And now, they got the quad coming up now, and you're losing those team fights, and then, securing quad becomes problematic, and you can see here it's going to be short-lived.
Yeah, especially with Spectre on the quad now. He's got just Nailgun and SSG, but what else do you need at that point? He's going to be coming back in. He's got LoNeZiLLa, the lone player on the Obelisk, is trying desperately to stave off that wave, but here it comes from Spectre. Oh, it stopped just short. No such luck from Boom. And Spectre has absolutely been on fire here today. If he can keep this up, he will be a strong contender going into, well, into the regionals. This is going to be their last match of the day since we are at the quarterfinals. The semifinals and finals will not be played today because the top 4 teams will be playing in the regional qualifiers. Finals. Yeah. So before they can go to Dallas, they got to go to California.
Really good here. I just feel like they're going to close it out. Really, really solid.
Yeah, this is indeed going to close it out. Spectre's playing so far out of position, but he's still getting frags out of it, and that's still bad news for BSB. GGs are getting called out here, as this time, I'm allowed 1 false alarm today, but it isn't this time. BSB is going to be knocked on out. TBA is moving forward to play in Burbank.
Yeah, well done. I mean, they just really just pushed them around. I mean, you can see it. Yeah, just so at that point, you know, strategy. I mean, you can do a lot of things. A lot of things open up for you when you start winning the team battles like that.